want to win. I do want Not to win, but I think Rihanna's song from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Lift Me Up, would also be a fun one to see. She has been, she's had a little bit of some quiet time. She's really been focusing on her makeup brand, but now she's pregnant again. She just did the Super Bowl. I'd like to see her get an Oscar win too. I mean, why not add that on top of everything that she's accomplished before, and hopes that this marks a beginning of a comeback for her, of a reunion of sorts. And then an underdog pick that I think the Academy would vote for, doesn't have the best chance at the moment, is Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick by Lady Gaga, just because Lady Gaga has won in this category before. Would not surprise me if she won again, just because the Academy likes Lady Gaga. Best Original Score! Oh my goodness, again, another one for Babylon. I have Voodoo Mama stuck in my head all the time. It's so much fun, and even though they use very similar sounding songs throughout the film, they're all used slightly differently, to the point where I'm recognizing what this tune is, but I understand why it's changed for what's going on in the moment. And I think that it's just a fun and energetic time, and I want it. I want it to win. I want Voodoo Mama to win, and that's all I really care about. Even though I do, like I said, want Babylon to win, my want pick would then be Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think the score for this was surprising, because I think it's very subtle, and I think that works really well with the movie. It's not something that sticks out to me right away. It's something that I have to go back and really think about. And I think because of how subtle it is and how much it works for the movie and what the movie is trying to portray, it works for me. That would make me push and want for it to win the Oscar. But then an underdog pick, someone that I think is creeping around, lurking around, that always seems to be coming around here, is The Fabelmans, and that is mostly because of John Williams. Everyone loves John Williams. The Academy loves John Williams. He's so recognizable. So it doesn't surprise me that maybe he's hovering around spot 3 or 4 at the moment, but that he could potentially come out with the win just because he is John Williams. And nothing against that, but this wasn't my favorite score by him. It was just very simple, but because of his name, I would not be surprised if he won. All right, now we're getting into more of the above-the-line categories. I'm not going to be talking about shorts in this video. I've only seen a few of the shorts, and I'm still really working through them, but it's hard for me to judge and pick them just because sometimes they're hard to find, and I'm not able to watch all of them. And I know I said I haven't watched all these movies yet either, but shorts, it's just a little bit different, and sometimes it confuses me because I saw one short, this is from last year, like the bird one on Netflix. That one was like 30 minutes long, but then they have these other ones that are like 5 minutes long. And so I don't really understand how that works. Either way, I will be getting around to watching all of them, and I will create a short here on this channel. So I will give my predictions on each of those 3 categories as well, but I'm just not including them in this video at the moment. But let's get to documentary. I haven't seen any of these documentaries, so this is going solely based on my interests and what I have heard, but I think the big winner is going to be All the Beauty and Bloodshed. That one just seems so fascinating, and it has been winning everywhere. So my prediction, I think that's going to win. I think without a doubt, that's going to be our major winner. It seems really interesting. Like, I'm very curious about it, and I can't wait. It's going to be on HBO Max within the next few weeks, and so I'm definitely going to be checking it out as soon as I can. But then who I want to win, one that I wanted to see so bad in theaters and then just escaped me, is Fire of Love. It seems so cute. And it's about like volcanoes and this old couple that studies them, and that is just so up my alley. I need to watch it immediately. But when I first saw the trailers for this in theaters, I'm like, I love that. That's so gonna be me. And now I hear that they're trying to make it into like an actual movie. It's like, why do we need to do that? We already have a documentary. That is a movie. We do not need to make it into an actual movie with actors or anything like that. Like, that's something that does not need to happen. But then an underdog pick that also has not picked up steam, but has been going back and forth with All the Beauty and Bloodshed for picking up some of those smaller critics awards is All That Breathes. That is also currently on HBO Max that I need to watch, but I'm putting it here in the underdog category because it does have some wins under its belt from different critics groups, so it would not surprise me if it took the upset and beat out All the Beauty and Bloodshed. International feature film. So this one, again, just because of how well it's been doing, is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't think that anything else is really going to knock it out of that category. I think if RRR was in this category, it is actually not qualified because India did not submit it. I think it would have competition with RRR, but it's really the only one in there. There's like one thing that could potentially knock it out, and I'll talk about that in my Underdog category. But other than that, I think All Quiet is going to be the big winner here. And like I said, I don't think this is going to be its only win. I think it could potentially get some of those other below-the-line categories, but I think this one's basically a guarantee. But what I want to win, just from watching the trailers and reading non-spoiler reviews, and the trailer, like I said, it just makes me like tear up just wanting to watch it. It's not in a theater near me, so I need to hopefully find a theater near me, and that's Close from A24. This story looks absolutely adorable, but I also think it's going to be super heartbreaking, and I would love to see that one win. The story just looks cute, and I think it's going to be an important story to tell as well with the friendship between these two boys, but I feel like it's not going to end well. And I feel like it's going to make me cry, so maybe I'm also kind of avoiding it. But I want to see this movie so bad, so that's why I'm picking it for one. And then my Underdog pick, just because it won at the Golden Globes, and that's going to be Argentina 1985. And again, that's really the only reason why I'm putting it here in this Underdog. While I think that All Quiet is going to easily walk away with this, it technically hasn't won international feature everywhere else, because of either RRR qualifying for other awards categories, or the big upset was when this won in the Golden Globes. And so, yeah, Argentina 1985 is going to be my Underdog pick. Animated films! Oh, it was such a good year for animation. But Guillermo del Toro is going to win this for Pinocchio. Hands down, he's got it in the bag. We can move on. He has won everywhere else. And it would not surprise me if he won here again. But what do I want to win? I want Marcel the Shell with Shoes On to win. I was surprised when I heard this technically could qualify for an animated feature, because I heard that back when the Lego movie came out, that technically didn't qualify for animated feature because it had the one scene with Will Ferrell and they were in, in the real world. And I heard that's why it got knocked out. I'm not 100% sure about that. And with Marcel the Shell being stop motion, but also in the real world, I was surprised that it got nominated for animated feature. It should, because a lot of it is focusing on Marcel. But I was very happy with this award, this nomination. I'm so glad it's getting recognition, because it was an absolutely adorable movie. It deserves all of the love that it has gotten, and hopefully will continue to get after this award season, just from other people finding it. And it was my favorite animated movie of the year, 100%. But I think an Underdog pick, just because of the studio, is Turning Red. I loved Turning Red, nothing against Turning Red, but because it is Disney Pixar, it would not surprise me if this came out the winner, just because of people voting for Disney Pixar movies. Even though the other Disney movie didn't get in here from this year, so what do I know? But I think that Turning Red does have a very good chance of winning, not because of its namesake, but also because it was a good movie. And so, yeah, my Underdog pick for that. Adapted screenplay. This comes up with the other Best Picture nomination that I still have yet to watch, and that is Women Talking. But I think that Sarah Polley has this in the bag. I haven't really heard of anyone else winning for adapted features. When it's one screenplay category, she's had competition, but when it comes to adapted screenplay, I've heard no one else come even close to beating Sarah Polley. And so I think Sarah Polley for Women Talking is going to walk away the winner for this category. But if I didn't pick Sarah Polley, because I do want her to win and I want this movie to get recognition, I would pick Glass Onion, because I love a twist and I love chaos. And I still think Glass Onion was very good. I think it kind of played the mystery trope. It kind of put a spin on a traditional mystery trope while also including very tropey-like things. But I think that's what made it work. and why I very much enjoyed the movie too. So I think it would be fun to see Rian Johnson win for Glass Onion. I would have preferred if he won for Best Original Screenplay for Knives Out when they came out in 2019, but I would be very happy with a win for him here. And then an underdog pick, mostly just because of how many nominations he's got, is All Quiet on the Western Front. I haven't seen the original movie and I haven't read the book, 2 goals that I do wish to accomplish by the end of whenever, I don't really know, just to accomplish in general. And so I think that could potentially sneak its way in. Not a very good chance, but potentially. And then original screenplay is also kind of hard just because of how many different winners there have been. But because of the current steam, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be the winner because of just how many awards in general it's been getting. And so it would not surprise me if the Daniels took this one as well. I think they did just win at Film Independent for Best Screenplay. Yeah, they did. And so I think with the steam that they're going for, I think that they have a very good chance of winning it here for original screenplay, which is fine because it was a great screenplay. If I had to pick a want, who would I want to win? I would pick Banshees of Inisherin. That movie was like funny and sad, which I know is possible to do, but it was a very enjoyable film and it touched me, it moved me, and I would also like to see it win something. Unfortunately, I think it's not going to win in any of the acting categories, even though it has 3 chances. Yeah, technically 3 chances with 4 different actors. And I think it was a really good script. I think it was really worked for the movie that it was. And I think this is definitely more of a dialogue-heavy movie rather than a directed-heavy movie, and you can tell that because of the screenplay. And so I would like to see Banshees win here, too. And then an underrated, or an underdog pick that I think could potentially come up and sneak, because I think he has won a time or 2, and that's Todd Field for Tar. Again, Tar, it's not really your typical kind of movie. It's more of a character study, and with a character study, there needs to be a good screenplay, and so I think it absolutely worked perfectly well in Tar. Honestly, I think these 3 movies that I talked about are probably 1, 2, and 3 in that order, and so it would not surprise me if Tar also came out the winner, because Todd Field has won in the few either critics groups or some other award shows, I believe, and so it would be pretty cool to see him win for Tar, because it would be another well-deserved win. All right, let's get into the big 6, the ones that I know you've all been waiting for. Best Supporting Actress. This one is probably the most confusing one because of what has been happening and who has been winning, and there's no really clear winner, I think. I think that's what makes it fun, too. I really don't know, out of these nominees that I'm looking at, who would be the big winner. But I don't know why I'm doing this, but I think Angela Bassett is going to do the thing, and I think she is going to win out and be the first ever MCU Marvel Academy Award winner for acting. She has won a bunch. I would not be surprised if she continued that. But I think she has a little bit more of an edge than our other nominees at the current moment. That could change. I think Carrie Condon would be the second place person in this that's kind of gone back and forth with Angela Bassett. But I think she could do it. I think she could potentially win. And so that's why I'm putting her for think, because I really do think it's going to happen. But who do I want to win? Oh my gosh, I want Stephanie Hsu to win. I want her to win so badly. I thought she was excellent in Everything Everywhere All at Once. She just won at Film Independent for Best Newcomer, which was 100% deserved. And I would love to see her win for this movie. In my personal opinion, this should be the big winner for supporting actress coming out of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Not Jamie Lee Curtis. Nothing against Jamie Lee. But I think Stephanie and the role that she had and the way that she did it was absolutely phenomenal and should be getting more recognition than she has been. But then an underdog pick, like I said, I think Carrie Condon is in a close second place, but I think an underdog pick would definitely be Hong Chow. I think she has the lowest chance, honestly, of winning it, But I would not be surprised if she did, because she had another great movie come out this year, The Menu, and some people might want to recognize her because of 2 great supporting roles in 2 great movies. And I would not be surprised if she ended up winning. Maybe I should change this to Jamie Lee Curtis because she did just win the SAG Award for it, so I guess that would be a better underdog pick, but I'm going to go with Hong Chow, because why not? All right, Best Supporting Actor, definitely probably the closest race that we have had, and that's going to be Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that he definitely has a chance of winning here. He's won everywhere except for the BAFTAs, and his speeches have always just been so heartwarming, so emotional, and I really think that while it shouldn't impact how people vote, I think that it does, and I think that he definitely has a chance of winning because it was an amazing performance. It was a great comeback performance. It was a great, just overall, in general, heartwarming performance that I think more people need to see, that I think more adults need to recognize as well. And I think that's why it played so well with this movie and why he has been getting so much recognition for this role. He is my want to win, but if I had to pick somebody else for want, it would be Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin. Again, he actually did win at the BAFTAs. He's the only one who has beaten Ke Huy Quan anywhere else in any major televised event. And it's a rightfully deserved win. He was amazing in The Banshees of Inisherin. His character just really hit, and he did so good in it. I'm so happy for him. I can't believe that he was able to win a race that was basically like, oh no, Ke Huy Quan's going to be winning everywhere else. And so I'm very happy that he has 1 win under his belt because he definitely deserves it. He was absolutely great, amazing, wonderful, fantastic in Banshees. And an underdog pick who I think could maybe potentially win is Brendan Gleeson, also from The Banshees of Inisherin. He had another fantastic role. Personally, I think I liked his character better than Barry's. Nothing against either of them. They were both great performances. But I think that Brendan Gleeson's role, because of the contrast with him and Colin Farrell in the movie, definitely makes you recognize his role a lot more. And just because he was Mad-Eye Moody in Harry Potter, I like to see when the Harry Potter actors go ahead and get awards as well. And so I really think that it would be awesome to see Brendan Gleeson win. He's an amazing actor and definitely deserves recognition. All right, actress. It has been a 2-woman race this entire time. And who do I think is going to come out on top? Who do I think the Academy is going to award it to? I really think it's going to be Cate Blanchett. I know Michelle Yeoh has been winning more recently, but I just feel like the Academy wants to also give it to Cate Blanchett. Another well-deserving role, 100%. And I think she is going to end up being the big winner for Best Actress. I don't know why. That is just my gut feeling. So that's why I'm also going to put Michelle Yeoh as my want to win, because it would be absolutely amazing to see her win. She, just like her counterpart Ke Huy Quan, has just been so emotional and so grateful and wanting of these roles and just really embracing all the love that she has been getting. Her and Cate Blanchett are just 2 powerhouse performances that is really hard to determine which one is quote-unquote better, because they're both amazing in their own completely different ways of what the actresses bring to the table. But I do think that Cate Blanchett is going to win out, but not by very much. And I think Michelle Yeoh would be a great choice, obviously. It's hard because Michelle has been winning more recently, but just because you've been winning more recently doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win. That doesn't give you an automatic win, but I don't know. I don't know. This one's very tough. But if I had to pick an underdog pick, I think it would be Michelle Williams, the other Michelle that we had. She was not my favorite performance in The Fabelmans, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it wasn't a great performance as well. I really wish Paul Dano was actually nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He was my favorite performance in the movie. Also, Gabriel LaBelle as young Sammy Fabelman was amazing. But Michelle Williams was also just fun to watch. I think she would have had a better chance of winning if she was in the supporting category, because I do see her role more as a supporting role than as a leading role. But unfortunately, she was pushed for the Best Leading Actress category, which I think kind of hurt her chances of winning an Oscar, but I still think she has a chance. I still think that there are Steven Spielberg fans out there in the Academy that want to see The Fabelmans win, just like I do, and I would love to see The Fabelmans win. And so I think Michelle Williams has a chance just because of the movie and who she is portraying in the movie. All right, Best Actor, another race that kind of started out as a three-way race, but now I think has definitely dwindled down to more of a two-man race between Austin Butler and Brendan Fraser for both amazing roles. But I think who is going to win out here is going to be, just based on what the Academy has done before, I think Austin Butler's going to win. People love Elvis, both the person and the movie. It is a crowd-pleasing movie, which is always easy to see. It is a transformative role into a much beloved icon. I know some people even talked about how Lisa Marie's death plays into this, which is disgusting. It shouldn't play into whether or not Austin Butler gets a nomination, but people have talked about how that has swayed their opinion because of her recent death to give Austin, mostly just because of the recognition of who he is playing. And there's a lot that goes into it. And I just think because of who he is playing, I think could get him that Oscar. I liked Elvis. I won't say really liked, I was going to, but I liked Elvis enough. I thought Austin Butler was good enough. I love seeing him go from a Nickelodeon and Disney Channel boy in the shows that I watched growing up into now this Oscar-nominated actor for a icon of a person. And so it's fun to see that, but also I hope it swings the other way and people give it to Brendan Fraser. But those two boys are not under my want list. I actually want Paul Mescal to win. Oh my goodness, I absolutely loved After Sun. It did not get enough recognition here or anywhere. It's basically just been winning for Best First Feature or Best First Director, which I totally agree with. But I want to see it win more, and I want Paul Mescal to win. Oh my goodness, his performance is, again, kind of subtle and quiet and not really an in-your-face kind of thing like Elvis. He's not going to win. I think he has the least amount of chance to win, but I would absolutely love to see him win. He was my personal favorite of the bunch. And then the underdog pick, I put Colin Farrell here just because he has been within that three-man race. He was that third one that has kind of dropped out now, but that doesn't mean that he is completely gone. I do think that he still potentially has a chance, and so that's why I'm putting him for the underdog. I think he could come out victorious. Potentially. Not a very good chance, but potentially. Director. Okay, again, just because they have been starting to sweep at the very end, I think that the big winners here are going to be the Daniels, which would be fun to see. I don't think we've seen a duo win since the Coen brothers did for No Country for Old Men. So it'd be fun to see another director duo win again. And again, for such an interesting vision that has not been done before, that in weird ways we were starting to see in pop culture, but did it so differently that it makes it distinguishable from something else. And so I think the Daniels, again, they have been winning. They just won recently at the Film Independent Awards. So I 100% think that they have a very good chance of winning. I don't say that they're definitely going to win, because I think my want pick would then be Steven Spielberg, because I love Steven Spielberg. I love The Fabelmans, and I don't want it to walk away with nothing. And a lot of people do love Steven Spielberg and love the movies that he does and will vote for him because he is Steven Spielberg. And it would be a really well-deserved award, I think. He got so vulnerable telling his story of his parents' divorce, and I know a lot of people think, oh, it's just a movie about how great the movies are, and that's not necessarily it. It's him growing up, going through something that a lot of people do go through with a parental divorce, but seeing it in a way that only he can understand, that only he can grasp, and that is making movies and seeing it through that lens instead of through the lens of a child. He's always thinking, oh, how could I make this work? How does this shot look better? And I think it plays a lot, the movie, into what his actual directing style is. And so I think there are a lot of Steven Spielberg fans that continue to want to see him do well, and I want him to win just as much. But an underdog pick, because he has won here and there, is Todd Field. And I think Todd Field, again, with the movie of Tar, it being the character study in a very director-driven movie, would not surprise me if Todd came up with this award. He's won, I believe, the Gotham Awards, I want to say, and maybe a few critics here and there, but yeah, I think Todd Field would be an excellent choice for our underdog. All right, Best Picture. Who do I think it's going to win? I think it's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once. Again, it's been sweeping. It's been winning. It's been doing great recently. It would not surprise me if this is the movie that came out on top. It means a lot to people. Not just Asians who the movie focuses on, but everyone can connect with it. A lot of people see themselves in these characters, and it was one of my favorite movie of last year, and I would love to see it win. I think that it's going to win. I think that it's a fun, quirky, different kind of movie that can be more of a crowd pleaser than I think people want to give it credit for. People a lot to say, oh, the Academy is full of stuffy old white men, they're never going to go for a weird movie like this. Why not? Why can't they go for something like this? Why can't this be the big winner overall and prove everyone else wrong? I think it can. I think that it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see this one win. That's why it's my think pick. But if I had to pick a want pick, it would be The Fabelmans. Again, just for the simple reason of how much I loved it, the story that it told, and just seeing the childhood of one of the best filmmakers of the last however many years, so many years. This is his movie about him and his life. I also think it deserves to win just as much as Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is my want pick. And then an underdog pick. I'm mostly doing this one, again, just because of how well it's done. It's All Quiet on the Western Front. It could surprise us. It could come out and win out everything and be another movie besides Parasite that is an international feature that ends up winning Best Picture. That would always be fun to see. But I think it has a chance. It was nominated for a lot here. It's been winning a lot everywhere else. Would not surprise me if this was kind of our underdog winner. You would not. And people like war films. A lot of people, like when 1917 came out, a lot of people thought that was going to win because they voted for it because people like war films. That's fine. War films are easy to recognize, I think, because it's history. It's something that's happened before that we all learn about in school. Why shouldn't it be appealing to people? And I know it's like anti-war film, like that's the main purpose of it, but it would not surprise me if this one won. I think it'd be a good Best Picture winner for how much love and recognition it's gotten so far. All right, so these are my final Oscar predictions, along with those that I would like to see win and some underdog picks that I think could surprise us. But let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite film of last year? What do you think is going to be the big winner at the Oscars? Tell me all of that and more. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on gabbing.